Yeah, I just noticed something pretty funny about the universal overhead in Third Strike. I've seen it twice, even though before I've never honestly noticed it if it did happen. But what I noticed was that if you start doing the universal overhead, and your opponent crosses over to the other side, like they jump in the air towards you and make it behind you. If you had already committed to doing the universal overhead, it just like suddenly does a 180 and keeps going towards where the player decided to jump. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. I don't know how to re-demonstrate it. Like, let me see. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to. It's kind of weird. I just noticed it's kind of funny because like I'm such an advocate for the universal overhead to be brought back into Third Strike. I mean, into Street Fighter instead of it being the drive impacts. Instead of it being like first of all, I don't think parry should be in the game at all. I don't think parry should be in the game at all. Hold up, because what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to set it to what does it say? Dummy settings. Isn't there like something? Change level. Training mode. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to set it to record. I loved it better on PlayStation 2. The way it was in this is very similar to how it is in PlayStation 2. The new games are not as, I don't know, maybe for other people it's easy to understand. All right, I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about because it's kind of weird to me. I don't know how much time do they give me to record? Okay, all right, that should be enough. All right, training mode, replay. Okay. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing then. So you go to record. All right, let me do it again. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up. Gonna go up. Gonna up. Walk 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 up. All right. Oh man, I wish I was better at this shit. Just take my word for it. If I can't figure it out now, just take my word for it that it does happen. I don't know how to set it up, but I just know if you commit to doing universal overhead, it happens, dog. If they're jumping towards you, I don't know how else. I thought, I used to love the record the computer setting. You know, it should be like at the end of the recording, it'll just start doing it, and you start going right back to playing. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't have to keep going back, forth, back, forth. Replay. Okay, I think I figured it out. I gotta go to record. Press start. Jump forward, jump up, jump up, jump forward. 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 How long do I get to record for? Jump forward. Jump up, jump forward. Jump up, jump forward. Jump up, jump forward. Jump up. Does it eventually end? Because I remember on PlayStation 2 they gave you like 10 seconds that you could record. They gave you like, I think it was what, 9 seconds or something like that? That you could record whatever you wanted to do in the game with however much meter, you know what I'm saying? So you could practice like specific situations. The way it was in PlayStation 3 was like, PlayStation 2 was like perfect. I wish they had all those additional features. And I love the menu in this game way better than, I love how big the text is in this game. Alright, okay. I'm gonna try one more time, man. If it doesn't work out, I hit replay. He's not hopping up in there and doing what I just did. Alright, I tried, man. I tried. I just wanted to make a video. Hopefully Capcom's listening to me. I'm like the only fan, like way before Maximilian was talking about on his channel about proximity normals. I was just calling them close standing normals. You know what I'm saying? I was bringing that up. Maybe he also felt the same way because he's a true fan like I am. But I just know that, close standing normals is like, that's a huge part of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge part of the game. That's part of what makes the game fun, I think. And it's not. I don't think it's so. I don't think it's so good that you have to really worry about it. Okay, wait, my bad. I'm supposed to be loading up a regular game. The only thing, like I said, if I was making the perfect Street Fighter game, it would have every character would have universal overhead. It would do a little bit more hit stun. I'm talking about like crush counter type hit stun. I'm talking about even if they just land their overhead, it would crush counter you. But like instead of pushing them so far back, I would just kind of leave them there stunned. You know what I'm saying? I think if you do jumping light kick or jumping jab, you know what I'm saying? I would not have that. I think it's a difficult situation because like unless an anti-air really beats every jumping attack, then you can't really have it crush counter. But I would have all jumping attacks crush counter as well. Like all jump kicks, all jumping hard punch, all jumping medium punch, jumping medium kick, jumping jab, and the only thing that I would not have crush counter obviously is like crouching light kick, crouching jab, standing jab. It's just even standing light kick I think would be too good. You know what I'm saying? I would not have the parry. But I would make the game way more fair. Like if Ryu's fireball does a hard knockdown, I think that's the way it should be. That way, like if he hits you with an EX, it should wall bounce. That way you could get additional damage. I think you should be able to do resets, and like maybe if the developers don't know what a reset is, it's basically like if I were to do like EX sidestep kick, half circle. In this game, it's half circle forward, 2 buttons kick, 2 kick buttons. If a reset basically is just like before he hits the ground, I do a standing jab. It could really be anything. It could be standing medium punch. Most people use standing jab. You know what I'm saying? They do standing jab and then hit you out of the air. But before you actually hit the ground, you have a couple options there. I don't honestly recommend doing it because you already have them in a counter state. So you want to kind of keep them there and capitalize on the damage. But, this does work in situations, especially against like players who are real unaware of it, it's going to work very well against them. So like basically like Oro and Ibuki have real good situations because of it. So basically like her standing hard kick sends them in the air, and before they hit the ground she could jab and then cross under. She could dash under them. You know what I'm saying? And basically the next move available is still her move. So she basically puts you in a situation where you have to guess high, low, or grab. So like if you jump in the air, she could counter you. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you jump in the air and you're good enough to parry, which I believe most players will not be able to parry before they get countered, if they do it correctly at least. So basically, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I jab them before they hit the ground, and they flip out of they're no longer in a counter state. They can parry. Like, if I decide to do a jab to hit them out of the air after the EX sidestep kick, and I jab them, they could play defense. But since they're in the air, the only thing they could do is parry. But as a player, they have to parry. So, like, let's say I have a second super, like with Ryu's Super R1. I have 2 super meters. So, like, I'm using the first one for the EX sidestep kick. I jab them out of it. If I have the second super available, after I jab them and I throw the super out, they can't do anything but parry that. If they try to do anything but parry, they're going to lose in that situation. And they're going to get countered. And the reason why that situation, that scenario is so good, especially against a player that's not good, is because they're going to take, in fighting games, there's something called damage scaling, and the more hits that you land on your opponent, the more the damage of the next, each hit after, as the combo gets larger and larger, the damage gets lower and lower. So, like, let's say Ryu doesn't really do too many long combos. It's usually 2 or 3 hit combos, but he hits like a Mack truck. For a little guy, he hits like a Mack truck. You know what I'm saying? Because like Ryu in this game is like 5'6", 5'7" type thing, but he hits to knock you out. If he hits you in this game, you're losing 30% easily. He's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but when he hits you, you feel it like you would think you got hit by a big character because he's just that strong. You know what I'm saying? And Ryu has always been my main. But like what I'm saying is, after I jab reset them, I throw the super. They have to parry that. I think Street Fighter needs more of that. I think Street Fighter needs more situations like that put the offensive possibilities in the player's hand. Like, if they want to finish the combo, which I recommend as a high-level player, just finish the combo, get the damage that you possibly could get, because in the highest level, you don't ever know if you're going to get that again. You know what I'm saying? You could do a jab reset. Waste your second super on him. He parries the whole thing, and you just wasted a whole meter, and he parried the whole thing, and basically, you're basically, you lost meter, and I'm almost positive if you play that situation correctly, he won't be able to counter you, but you're going to lose the meter. You know what I'm saying? And at the highest level, that's not a difficult super to parry at the highest level. I'm just saying, I think those options should be available. Like, if parry's not in the game, you can't really have those situations in the game. But if he only has one super, he can't waste a second super. So he does EX sidestep kick, wall bounces you, jab resets you. I think he should have the possibility of dashing under and putting you in a situation where it's, okay, is he going to go overhead? Is he going to go low? Is he going to try to grab me? What am I doing here? What is he doing and what am I doing? Because right now this is a very difficult situation, but it's situations like this that also make the game... I don't think they make the game bad. You know what I'm saying? The player earned that situation. It's not like he just randomly put, like, a glitch happened and he randomly put his opponent in that situation. No, he landed an EX sidestep kick. Instead of finishing the combo and getting all the damage he could possibly get in that particular combo, he decided to slap the opponent out of it with a jab. He jabbed the opponent out of the counter state, But now the opponent has to deal with additional pressure. He's passing up on damage that he should have got for damage that he could get. But the reason why this is such a strong situation is that if he's correct on the next situation, there's no damage scaling there. So a situation that, okay, it's risky, okay, at the highest level, players really know how to deal with it. They practice these situations over and over again, but that's not the point. The point is, even at the highest level, it's hard to deal with the shit. Even at the highest level, it's hard to deal with the shit. You know, it's a very situational game, so it depends on the character you're playing. It depends on the range. You know what I'm saying? It's a very situational game. You're going to be after the reset and the dash under. You're going to be in grab range. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're going to be in grab range. If you try to strike, you're going to lose to a grab. You know what I'm saying? If you try to strike, you're going to lose to a grab. But you know, he's also, if you're in his grab range, he's if wait, hold up. All right. No, no. All right. What was I gonna say? Yeah, those situations should be in the game, man. They really should. As much as players think. What was I trying to do? The universal overhead thing. It's gonna be hard to get the computer to jump in air. What I'm trying to do is get the computer to jump behind me, but like the likelihood of that is very low. All right. Well, either way, I explained it, bro. Like they fixed that. Let me see. All right. Is it me or is that the animation they're using? No, no, it's a completely different one. My bad. The universal overhead is like, dog. That's an animation that every character should have. That's like that. This right here is the game changer. This right here is the game changer for Street Fighter. And also being able to do that, like, you know, you should be able to super cancel the overhead. Like what I'm saying is every overhead should be like a 2-hit. You know, or if either it's a 2-hit, like where you could super cancel it, and so I think you should be able to just crush counter them with overhead. Make them all 1-hit, but if they hit, it's a crush counter. You know, the thing that was happening in Street Fighter V, where like I think only like Guile and Ken had the the crouching hard punch as a crush counter, where like no other character in the game had that, and I was like the only person to ever even mention it. You know what I'm saying? I think that should have never been a reality. Guile and Ken having a crouching hard punch that crush countered and led to additional damage. That's like, it was like too good. It was way too good. You know what I'm saying? But I think the crush counter system was another good thing in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think standing hard kick, standing hard punch should also lead to crush counter additional damage. I love that about Street Fighter V. The crush counter system of Street Fighter V was amazing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember Ryu in the original Street Fighter V could land an overhead and then V trigger it. You know, the overhead hit and EX uppercut and combo it, or uppercut into super. And then they took that out. I don't know why they took that out, but like I was unable to do it. I tried to do it later on in the newer updates, and like he could not V trigger cancel his overhead, and like I don't know. That's my recommendation. I think, you know, otherwise I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but like I think Street Fighter 3 was the best one, no doubt about it. Ah, I got greedy. Ah. All right. So I'm done. I have not been like streaming just because. I have not been streaming. I think it's really unfair that Ryu doesn't have crouching light kick, crouching jab, crouching light kick like Ken does. Like I said, I feel like that crouching light kick area in this game, like I feel like 2 is possible, 2 is like good, but it's not great. I would rather it be great. Like I feel like 3 is the right number, but like, and in Street Fighter 6 you do get 3 and sometimes even 4, but like I believe only on counter hit. I'm not 100% certain of that. Like that's like very particular though. The likelihood of that ever landing like that. The likelihood that you'll ever be in a situation like this. The likelihood that you'll ever be in this particular situation where you go, like, nah, it would be this way. Let's see. Oh, it does not even work. What? That's absurd right there. That's, yo, I just found another glitch right there. Cause look, if I do it this way, look what happens. Hold up, don't tell me that doesn't work. You telling me I can't? You're telling me I can't do a super off of the air spin Tatsu? You're telling me I can't super after the air Tatsu? At least in Street Fighter 6, they fixed that. In Street Fighter 5, I believe they fixed that as well. Street Fighter 4, they fixed that for sure. I tried to do the EX. See, you have to do the other one. That's why I did it. I remember these combos like the back of my hand, man. Got it. Oh my god, I thought I had that one. Alright, I'm almost done with the stream. I'm done. Yo, Capcom, I gotta say to Capcom USA, I'm very upset with their company, and because from what I hear, they made $10 billion with Street Fighter 2 in the 90s. And let me tell you something, $10 billion, let's say 10, 20, 30, it's been what? About going on 30 years? You cannot tell me that you spent $10 billion in 30 years. You guys probably only spent about one. Like, and I'm talking about you guys have been partying every week. You guys have been living every day like it was a party since like 1992. Because Street Fighter 1 was not successful. It wasn't until Street Fighter 2 came out that World Warrior Street Fighter 2 came out that you guys were really successful with Street Fighter 2. I thought Street Fighter 2 was always amazing to me, but I thought Hyper Fighting was the best one. I even think Hyper Fighting's better than Super Turbo. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I love what Capcom USA is doing with Ultra Street Fighter 2, with the exception of being able to break the grab. I think like Dalsum is way better than ever before because now he could break out of a grab that normally he would only be able to throw break. And like I know that's like it reduces some of the damage, but not all of it. You know what I'm saying? But like a good Dalsum is very hard to beat at the highest level. So like him being able to break out of the grab is a huge disadvantage for like almost every character in the game. Like Zangief probably has no chance. Well, no, he does. The thing that's cheap with Zangief, if you throw the thing is Dalsum doesn't have to throw projectiles at Zangief. But if Zangief green hands, if he green hands one projectile, he gets a free 360. That's why you can't throw projectiles at a good Zangief player. At least not like, you know, you have to like be real careful because like if you're not full screen, he could basically 360 you for doing a green hand on your projectile. You know what I'm saying? So like with the I believe only like Guile, you know, Guile, Chun-Li type thing. You know what I'm saying? I think all of them can actually get caught by that if I'm not mistaken though, but that's... Is that... My question is this, How is that not a combo? They want you to capitalize off of the first jab? They expect you to capitalize off the first jab? Yo, that's nonsense, dog. Dog, that's... Look at that, that's hard to do! Off a dash? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's... I mean, I could do it. I'm just saying, that's very high level to be able to do that. You know, I told you I could capitalize off of it. So this is what I mean, like, I forgot to say, this is the reset. Let me see, hold up. See, like, you have options there. You could stay on the same side. The player's worried about the cross on it particularly. You know what I'm saying? So like, you could do a late dash. If you do a late dash, you stay on the same side. Like, you're supposed to be able to go to the other side. I'm messing it up. I'm messing it up. There it is, right there. I messed up. You saw how I was able to get to the other side? And, you know, he's basically put... The opponent's basically put in a situation where they have to block that. You know what I'm saying? They have to block that. They have to block low first. Because that's going to hit first. But, you know, he still has to worry about overhead. I could do universal overhead. I could do overhead. But it's obviously going to be something that's more easily reactable. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to react to than the crouching short. The crouching short is going to be the first thing that hits. So, like, the correct way to play that situation after the reset, after they catch you with the dash under, the problem with the, you know, is to block low and then high, you know what I'm saying? Just in case they hit you with the universal overhead. You know, it's, like I said, it's very situational. They could catch you with a cross under and then put you in a grab situation, which, in my opinion, is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Either way, like, if the thing you do have to worry about is if you don't make it to the other side, a good Ken player, a good Akuma player, characters that have real good anti-airs like Remy, you know, you have to be real careful when you try to catch them with a reset. In fact, I don't even recommend it against them. Like, if I play like characters like this, I don't even go for those kind of situations, because they could break through those situations especially if they have meter. You know what I'm saying? If they have meter, they could break through those situations. Like, if he has no meter, if he has in this game is when they first started to make the game, like, right, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't until Third Strike that they started to finally make. It's not that Street Fighter was bad. It was that it was always about who could be the cheapest with the character. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just basically in the earlier games like Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 1 and Street Fighter Alpha, you could basically just do stuff. You could do special moves. A lot of the times you could do supers, and like the player just has to block it. Like, and a lot of times the counter isn't even easy to do. Like, let's say you block like a light punch uppercut, you try to go up for the grab, which is like the highest damage you could possibly get in that situation. And if you mistime it even a little bit, you're gonna get caught with the second dragon punch. So it's you know, just the way the game was designed was just, you know, that is the proper thing to do in that situation. If you block a dragon punch, especially a light punch dragon punch, which is what a lot of players usually like to do in the highest level, especially with Ken. They'll like to, and Ryu as well. They'll like to just do light punch uppercut on your block, and whether you block or not, it still works. But it's not that it still works. It's just that it's so good on block that you have such a small window of opportunity to get that grab. And if you miss that grab, you'll get countered for just trying to do the counter in the first place because it's so fast. It's not like that anymore. But in this game, if they don't have meter and you catch them with the reset, the dash under reset, that's what it's called here in the United States. It's just a jab. You jab them out of the counter state, and then you dash under. I don't know exactly. I guess that's what it's called in Japan. I don't know. But basically, if they have no meter, if I'm a Ryu player or a Dudley player, I have no meter, I have to block that. If you don't block that, you're going to get caught with a super. If he has, let's say with Ryu, I do my dash under, I catch him with that crouching light, that's super. That's 30% damage right there if you don't block that. Because a lot of Ken players, a lot of Ryu players, they get arrogant and they go, okay, he's going for the dash under, I'm still going to catch him with the uppercut. But in this game is a little bit different than the older games. Like, unless if Ken has meter, he can EX uppercut the crouching light kick. It's not easy to do. I'm not like, but the reason why most high level players don't EX uppercut the crouching light is because if I do the crouch, because the thing with it is you almost have to commit to them doing a crouching light, which is very difficult to do at the highest level. He could dash under and do nothing. If I do an EX uppercut, I waste the meter, and now he's going to catch me with an even more damaging combo than I originally was in a mix-up of getting caught by in the first place. So what went from being like 25, 30% now went to go like 30, 40%. Because I got a little arrogant right there. I got a little arrogant. And I got counter for that. These are specific situations that, like, you have to be aware of. At the highest level, players are going to catch you with this. At the highest level, you're going to play Oro players that catch you with that you try to do a jump kick, which I don't even recommend doing on an Oro player. I don't ever recommend jumping on Oro player, a Buki player in Third Strike, or any Street Fighter 3. Or Al, or you know what I'm saying? Any character that has like a 2-hit anti-air normal, because they actually don't really have to be that good to do it, and it's real effective. And the reason why it's real effective is that, you know what I'm saying, they could combo you in the air afterwards. So like, and Oro Ibuki players, they could catch you with the reset that I'm explaining right now. The most dangerous with the reset is actually the most dangerous player to get hit by that standing medium punch launcher, that standing medium punch anti-air is Oro, because if he has, put it like this, if he has, it's not impossible to get out of. You can parry out of it, but he puts you in an unblockable situation. You know what I'm saying? He catches you with a standing medium punch. High-level Oro players, they catch you with a standing medium punch. They chicken wing you twice in a row. They do standing medium punch, forward down forward light kick. Then they hit you with standing medium punch again, forward down forward light kick. On the third standing medium punch, they super cancel it. They super cancel it into the Yagu Damo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He throws the green booger ball. After he throws that green booger ball, it's coming directly for you. But a good Oro player, they dash forward twice, and then they double jump. Oro's one of the few characters in the game that could double jump. So when they jump, as soon as your character leaves the ground and you jump again, you'll be able to stop the first jumping animation into a smaller jump. Almost like similar to King of Fighters, where they have that small jump and then they have that regular jump. If you double jump the first jump, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get out of the first jump faster. You're not going to go as high in the air. And that second jump is going to allow you to get to the other side. And what that does is put you in an unblockable situation, because now you can't block both sides anymore. You can't block both sides. No matter how good you are, you cannot block both sides. But you can parry. That's the only way out of it. That's the only way out of it. But it's not an easy situation to get out of, because if you get hit by any attack that Oro does while you're trying to parry the booger ball, it's going to put you in a juggle state. And then guess what he could do after that? While you're in the juggle state, he could catch you with another standing medium punch into the forward down forward light kick, standing medium punch into the forward down forward light kick, standing medium punch into super, which is the green booger ball all over again. But guess what? You have to deal with the same situation all over again. And guess how many supers he has that he could do that with? 3. So you could basically lose one round entirely if you don't know how to get out of the unblockable. And the only way out of the unblockable is to parry. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about real high level third strike. You know, that online you're not going to see that a lot, because it's not the easiest situation to set up on your opponent. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't play Oro, but I can do the situation. The one that I do struggle with doing, even though I have done it like once or twice, is that Tengu Stone. I've never been good. I could never figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. But I could do the Yagudama, but like I'm just like giving an example of like high level third strike players. They're just like every other fighting game player. They do all the cheap stuff that you can't stand, that like if you play against like someone in your family and you start doing that stuff, they don't want to play with you no more. Those are the kind of things that the high-level players are doing. That's all they want to do to you. That's all they want to do to you in the game, is catch you with high-level situations like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all they want to do in the game. So that's why I say, like, those are situations that you have to be aware of. And like that's just part of the game, you know. They never anticipated, you know, that players were going to get so good with a character that, okay, he's going to throw the booger ball on one side, dash forward, and then get to the other side. And now, just like Urien is another character that has, I believe Urien has the easier unblockable, because all you have to do is land a grab, and after the grab, you have to do the super. I believe I do the light punch one. Maybe I'm wrong. It's the medium punch one. I'm not 100% sure of that. I don't really play Urien like that. But after you do the super, once you throw the super out, the Aegis reflector. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Aegis reflector. You're gonna immediately go to charging down and forward. I think it's hard punch headbutt. So it's down, up, headbutt after you charge for a little bit. You're going to get to the other side. But it's going to be the exact same situation I'm talking about, where there's going to be a wall hitting you on one side, on your left side or your right side, and then the Urien, the player is in complete control and throwing whatever he basically wants in that situation. He could go low, he could go overhead, he could go, you know, he could do universal overhead, he could jump, you know. There's a lot of things he could do in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can parry that wall. I've seen players like Justin Wong parry the wall and then grab the opponent off of the next hit. In my opinion, I think you can. The thing with, you know, that's you know, I've done that against, I believe the AI even did that to me. So I'm not that much of a Urien player, but like that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, those unblockable situations should never be in the game. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's parry. Like, if you leave parry, then I think those situations should be in the game. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But it makes the game fun. Like, I don't think this is a game changer. You know what I'm saying? Like me being able to, you know what I mean? Like I keep messing it up. I'm supposed to be able to get to the other side. I keep messing it up. That's amazing. I love those. That video was awesome. I did bust a nuts to that. Alright. I love it. Alright. I'm almost done with the stream, man. I have not streamed. I'm very upset with What I was really going to say is I'm very upset with Capcom because they made $10 billion and there's still mistakes that I feel are completely unacceptable in Street Fighter 6. I feel with everyone having a cell phone, I think it's completely unacceptable that I can't get HD remix on my phone. Like, I feel like as a Street Fighter fan and a fighting game fan, just having HD remix on my phone is like, yo, that's amazing. That's awesome. Just having like Street Fighter Anniversary Collection on my phone is like, wow, I love to have that on Google Play. On Google Play Store, I love to have that on Apple App Store. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have the other collection was good just because of Pocket Fighter, and I do love hyper fighting. I just think like what happens with hyper fighting is that everyone just picks old Sagat, or you know what I mean? Like the only reason like old Sagat is just too good. You know what I'm saying? There's only like two characters that can actually honestly beat. You know, I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of Super Turbo characters can beat Sagat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Super Turbo characters can beat Sagat and what he's doing. Like M. Bison is a real good example of a character that could easily beat. I wouldn't say easily, but can like go through, you know, Sagat's fireballs with like head stomp. So like down up kick after you charge down for I think it's 1 second. You have to charge down. So that basically means you just have to hold down for 1 second. Most players hold down and back together. That's the proper way of playing a charge character. Is to hold down back together. That way you could do a sonic boom or a flash kick at any given time. Same thing with M. Bison. You could do, you know, head stomp or scissor kick at any given time. That just, you know, especially in a game like Street Fighter 4, that allows you to control so much more space. Because if M. Bison has EX scissor kick, he could go through, like, I don't know if EX scissor kick goes through fireball, but I know EX Psycho Crusher goes through fireball. Back forward punch. Only EX though. So like that just opens the possibilities, and that changes your opponent's their complete play style. You know what I mean? It just changes their entire play style altogether. So like what, you know, you were dealing with a strong zoner. You were dealing with a you know what I'm saying? Like it takes away the strongest tool that they have against you. Now they can't use against you, especially if you have EX meter or super, which also includes EX meter and like ultra altogether. So like that's part of the mind games at the highest level is like having meter changes their entire play style, and if not, it should. Like if I'm a Sagat player and I see that I'm playing against a Ryu that has meter, I'm not throwing fireballs anymore because that's the proper way to play the game. That's the highest level Sagat mentality. Like, because the thing is, I can be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? I can throw a full screen fireball and I'll probably only get hit with the first one. Unless he really anticipates it, I'll only get hit with the first one and block the rest. So like that's why Sagat is such a good character, is that he recovers so fast, especially from that low projectile. And you know, a lot of players don't even know, like if you don't neutral jump that projectile, you're basically gonna have he's going to be able to act again. That's why like neutral jumping projectiles is the reason why neutral jumping projectiles in Street Fighter and any other fighting game is so strong is that the player cannot throw another projectile on the screen anymore until that projectile leaves the screen entirely. So until that projectile is fully off the screen, I can now start engaging my opponent. I can start walking forward and pressuring my opponent before he ever has the opportunity to throw another projectile. You know what I'm saying? And that also includes like if you feel you're comfortable enough to forward jump your opponent on a projectile throw, believe me, at the highest level it almost never happens. But if you feel you're comfortable enough to forward jump your opponent and counter them for a projectile, that's what you should do. But if you're out of range to counter, that neutral jump really helps you in that situation because you're going to be able to now put them in a situation where they can't keep pushing you away. They can't keep, when you block a projectile, you see how far you get pushed back. That's one thing that I wish they would change. I wish they would change that. I wish they would make it so, projectile did a hard knockdown. EX projectile maybe wall bounces, but a regular projectile just does a hard knockdown. You get caught with a projectile, it does a hard knockdown. That changes it. That solves everything. So I'm about to end the stream right there. The reason I say that is because up close, a lot of players get away with not really being that good. I know it's not a true combo. What I mean by that is like in ranked matches against Ryu players, a lot of Ryu players, they were trying to beg in Street Fighter 4, oh, Ryu should have crouching medium kick fireball as a true block string. I'm like, no, he shouldn't. I was the only intelligent player that was like, no, he shouldn't. Why should he have that? So what you're telling me is he's on frame. He has frame advantage whether you block it or not. That's stupid. That's poor. That's horrible game design. It should not be like that. What he should do is capitalize off of a special cancelable normal. That just means that you could cancel into a special move off of the normal, whether it's blocked or not. Obviously, you want it to be on hit instead of on block. The thing with Street Fighter is that, in the older games, especially like in Third Strike, let's say in this game particularly, if Ryu does, depending on the range, obviously, but if he's within range to strike, I only have an opportunity to do crouching jab, standing jab. And guess what? If I have super, I have to literally capitalize off of that first standing jab. Because I'll probably won't be in range to do a second one. That's the problem. I feel like there should be more recovery time. You know what I'm saying? Like if a Ryu player does crouching medium kick fireball, I should be able to counter him with like hard punch, hard uppercut. Hard punch into hard uppercut. Dragon punch. Like, easily get that combo afterwards. Every character should be able to do like hard punch. If I'm E Honda, I should be able to do like hard punch, headbutt, like right there. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the only changes I would make to the game. Like in the game now, like in Street Fighter 5, a lot of like players that thought they were good with Ryu, they would do crouching medium kick into fireball, thinking that was a true block string. It really never was. The only time. It never. In my opinion, I don't think it is a true block string, because you could crouch jab them into fireball as a counter, and that's going to do way more damage than the little chip damage you do off a crouching medium kick into fireball. It's going to do a little bit of damage, not in Street Fighter 6 if you have the meter though. If you have meter in Street Fighter 6, you don't take any chip damage as far as I'm concerned. I'm not 100% certain if they changed that or not. But that's the point I'm trying to make. It should just do a hard knockdown. That changes everything. Now you can add more recovery time to that block fireball. Now you could add the counter state that should be there after an opponent makes a mistake. A high-level Ryu player should never miss an opportunity to capitalize on EX Fireball or Fireball. I just think when EX Fireball hits, let them wall bounce. Let it wall bounce. Who cares if EX Sidestep Kick and EX Fireball do the same thing? It's additional damage. Players are not going to complain about that. They're going to be happy that they get an easy situation to capitalize and get more damage. You know what I'm saying? There's another thing, the EX Spin Kick. The EX Spin Kick has always been way too hard to capitalize. Unless you have Super, you can't really even do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure you probably could, like, if I really... Like I said, man, I think when you make $10 billion with a game, this game really is the reason why Capcom USA is so successful today. Is because of Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is the real reason why Capcom USA made $10 billion, and they made more than that. Because now they're selling all types of games. Now they're selling games that aren't even Street Fighter, and these games are actually outselling and outperforming Street Fighter. Finally, they came up with other games that are outperforming Street Fighter. But God, let me tell you something. Like, damn, Street Fighter 2 made $10 billion, and you won't invest in the franchise that started it all and brought you all your success? That's insanity to me. As a fan of the series, like, I'm disappointed that you guys never decided to, like, as a fan service, damn, you know, give them that 30-year anniversary collection for cell phones, man. Every gamer brings their cell phone with them wherever they are. They might not necessarily bring a damn Nintendo Switch or a Steam Deck, but goddamn, they're going to bring their cell phone. So let them have the 30-year anniversary collection. Let them have that Ultra Street Fighter 2 on there. Let them have that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 collection on there. Even though, like, unless you have the Z Fold, like, I don't highly recommend Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on there. I mean, goddamn, I see fans putting emulators on their cell phone and running Tatsunoko vs. Capcom using the Dolphin emulator. And let me tell you something, if you can get games like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom to run on a cell phone, you guys are really missing out on a big opportunity to make big money on in the cell phone market. Because what other fighting games can really compete? Like, I know you guys did amazing with that Street Fighter 4 touchscreen. In fact, it was done so well that you should re-release it for Nintendo Switch for like $5, $1. You know, $1 to $5, $10, $5. Like, people are gonna be like, okay, that's $1 for a fighting game. Like, okay, it's touchscreen, it's $1 fighting game, and I can play online with my friends. Like, that's dope. Like, no one's gonna argue about $1 fighting game that is touchscreen and it's easy to do all the stuff. The problem with you guys is that you did not have that special assist function on at the very beginning. Like, I saw you know, streamers that were talking about, oh, you know, Capcom did a Street Fighter 4 app for your phone, but it was almost impossible to do the special moves in the game. And I had to correct them, and I had to be like, dude, you don't have to do the motions on the little joystick that's on the touchscreen joystick. You could go into the options, you could go to SP Assist, turn that on, and now you don't have to use the joystick to do the special moves anymore, other than pressing forward, down, or back, and like each individual direction changes the special move that you're doing. It goes from throwing a projectile to doing an anti-air uppercut to doing, you know, every character has their own special moves, and they all have a purpose for doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to understand. Like, a lot of players that use E Honda, they're always trying to do the booty drop. To stop players from doing the projectile, they're doing the booty drop. Why do the booty drop when that takes 5 times longer than the EX headbutt? The proper thing that you're supposed to do in that situation, and in Street Fighter 6, you start off with how many meters? 4 meters? You do EX headbutt on regular projectile, that's going to counter them, and I think that's going to do what? 15-20%? So what's that gonna do to your opponent? That's gonna make your opponent go, okay. An intelligent Ryu player is gonna go, okay. To start of the round, I can't throw projectiles at this character. Full screen, EX headbutt will beat Ryu's projectile full screen. And he also has super. Obviously, the super takes way more reaction time to actually land, but obviously it's gonna do way more damage as well. And it does hit full screen. And guess what? If you could do the EX headbutt, guess what? Doing the headbutt, the super with E Honda is the same thing as the EX headbutt. The only difference is you're only charging that first part of the special move. A lot of players get confused by that. So while you're holding down back, you have to hold it down back for 1 second. That's considered charging in Street Fighter. So like after you go from down back to forward, you just have to go back forward again real fast. But you have to do it fast. Because your window of opportunities to counter your opponent is going away every second. Like every fraction of a second, the window of opportunity is closing and closing until there's no more opportunity there. So like I'm very confused when I see E Honda players doing booty drop. Like, yeah, that works good, but guess what? If you parry that, you're basically taking the turn away from E Honda. Especially if you perfect parry, now you're gonna counter him. And if they land that booty drop in front of you, you could drive impact that. You know, that's why like if I see E Honda players cross me up with the booty drop, I'm gonna parry that. Or I'm gonna like if I'm Kimberly and I have no meter, I could just hold down forward medium kick, slide under it, and avoid it altogether. He won't be able to counter me before I recover. So like I won't even have to deal with that pressure. Like sometimes I get put in counter pressure with my opponent. And they'll like neutral jump me and they put me into like a grab situation or whatever. I'll just down forward with Kimberly's medium kick, holding down forward together, and medium kick. You know what I'm saying? I slide right under their neutral jump. I don't have to deal with that pressure. I'm no longer in the corner. And in fact, my opponent is now pressured in the corner now. Now their back's against the wall. You know what I'm saying? But like I still feel there's only the developers know like what they have to do to make it right, and like I think it's unacceptable for them to not make it right. That's all I gotta say. I love Capcom. I think they have a lot of amazing franchises. DMC, Dead Rising, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil. Everything they do is amazing. Everything they do is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I love Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney is one of the best games I ever played. When I first played that on touchscreen on iPhone, I didn't even know what that game was. I just typed in Capcom in the search box for Apple App Store. I'm like, okay, let me see what Capcom got. And I saw Ace Attorney. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? Like, I see this like goofy white boy in a suit. I'm like, okay, well, you know, he's obviously a lawyer. You know, let me see what this is. And like, I actually ended up loving the game. I'm like, yo, this shit's kind of hot though. You have to do a lot of reading, but it's actually pretty good though. But like I said, I still think Okami is the best game that Capcom ever did though. Street Fighter for me is number one. But if it's not a fighting game, I have to say it's Okami all day. I don't care what anyone says. Okami is the best game that Capcom ever did. That's not Street Fighter. It's the best game they ever did for sure. Oh, and you know, one of my favorite streams, they were talking about. I'm talking about Double Tap podcast. I love those guys. I think those guys are real cool. You know what I'm saying? They're giving a lot of knowledge about what's happening in the fighting game community. I really appreciate that. I listen to them all the time. They're talking about Virgil in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he has the plasma swords, and you know, they were saying, oh, that's they call it what is it called? Skipping neutral or something like that. You know, like I said, those situations don't happen often, and those situations are really not situations that are that bad. Like I said, because the overheads in Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom were never that good. Not to say that they're bad, but like they were never like so. They're not like Tekken and Mortal Kombat where it's like, okay, I just got caught by overhead and now it's like 30, 40% of my health, or maybe like 50, 60%, 40, 50% of my health. Okay, like the round is over. Like in Capcom fighting games, it's like, oh, okay, I got caught with an overhead. Okay, he had super, he caught me with super, and it's not even that easy to do. Like what I'm saying is every character, like if you get caught with universal overhead, right? If you get caught with universal overhead, the hit stun should be so much that every character should have air super. Whatever super they do on the ground, they should be able to do in the air. That's another reason why all these characters that have flight mode in Marvel vs. Capcom almost and triangle jumps almost always dominate the rest of the roster. You know what I'm saying? because they're doing things. That's why I told Capcom, if you're gonna leave, I don't honestly think triangle jumps should be in the game, but if they are gonna be in the game, that's when you dash holding down forward, like you jump in the air and then you hold down forward and dash with the two buttons. You know what I mean? Like there's a shortcut in Marvel vs. Capcom where if you press two buttons together, two attack buttons together, your character automatically dashes. But you got to be careful because if you're doing a lot of down forward movements while you're doing it, which I like to do when I'm dashing to make sure that the dash comes out, especially online, you might get super or uppercut or something stupid like that to come out. So you got to be real careful though. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this. If I do catch my opponent with a universal overhead, which I believe every character in the game should be able to do, they should instantly go into air super. Every character should be able to do air super. You don't have to change the supers. Just make the hitbox big enough that no matter what super it is in the game, it works in the air. You know what I mean by it works in the air. Like Captain America, he has the shoulder tackle that basically almost full screen goes to projectiles and all that. If I catch him with an instant overhead, I could go right into that super. Now that makes Marvel vs. Capcom way more, like now it makes it way more fun in my opinion. Now you got to be real careful with that instant overhead. Now you got to be real careful with getting hit with like, if every character could triangle jump and instant overhead into super and stuff like that, now I think like they have the right idea in mind. Like if I jump in the air with Ryu, like Ryu might not have flight mode, but while he super jumps, let's say I'm playing against an amazing storm like Justin Wong. He super jumps and he stays in flight mode. Now if I have super, I could which I love in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they changed it so that Ryu can actually like change where he's aiming his super fireball. I can aim it diagonally towards my opponent in the air if he's trying to camp upwards. You know what I'm saying? But smart players like Justin Wong, they super jump and they just stay there. You know what I'm saying? The good thing about players super jumping is that when you're in the air, you cannot call an assist. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the air, you cannot call an assist. It would be too good if you could call an assist while you're in the air. So, but like Ryu could deal with it. Like even though he didn't have flight mode, he could super jump and then start throwing fireballs. And while he's throwing fireballs, he's slowing his what's it called? His descent. He's slowing down the time that normally he would just fall right back down after the super jump. But as you start throwing fireballs, or mashing the special fireball that comes 3 or 4 in a row, 5 in a row, he can stay up there longer. So like, but what I'm saying is that I feel like not every character has good supers. Like I think Hagar, like the super he has should lunge him forward. You know what I'm saying? So like in a situation where he's mid screen or quarter screen, it lunges him forward and then it hits. You know what I'm saying? It gets just invincible. Like it goes through projectile to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like if he hits you with instant overhead, he could go into that and it just hits. Like it doesn't have to be this precise fighting game that's like, oh, you have to be so precise. Dog, a hit is a hit. A hit is a hit. That's what I want to see more of. That's what the fans want to see more of. They want to see everything lead into everything. They want instant overhead to be able to capitalize into everything else. They want, crouching short, whatever you land. Offense is offense, and it should be, it should be respected. Offense is offense, and it should be respected, and you should be able to capitalize. You should be able to capitalize maximum damage in every situation. Instant overhead, regular overhead. If I catch him with regular overhead in Marvel vs. Capcom, just do a crush counter. Put him in a crush counter state. I catch him with an overhead, crush counter state. I catch him with an instant overhead, crush counter state. All jumping attacks, crush counter state. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything wrong with that. The thing I do see wrong with that is that triangle jump. But the thing with triangle jumps is they cannot act until they're done doing the triangle jump. So I don't think it's that bad. The thing is, what happens is it becomes very tricky to know where your opponent is going to land, because what looks like he's going to do a crossover, he could cancel into a triangle jump, and with the right assist, he could go on the same side. If I do the assist with Wolverine where he goes to the other side, you know which one I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Berserker Slash. You know, he goes to the opposite side of your opponent with the right assist. Okay, I throw the assist with Wolverine. I'm hitting him on one side. I'm going up. Now the question is, am I triangle jumping and landing on the same side? Am I triangle jumping, landing on the other side? I could do a regular jump. I could do a lot of options there. I think every character should be able to triangle jump. If you are going to leave it in the game, at least make it so that everyone could triangle jump. I think that's going to make the game way more fun, in my opinion. I think you should be able to cancel the triangle jump into attacks, but I think maybe now I'm going too far and that gets way too difficult to play defense against, especially with the assists. But at the very least, like triangle jumps, every character should do it. I think every character should have flight mode. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I think no character should have flight mode. I'm not saying they can't super jump. I'm saying no character should have flight mode. I think flight mode is what, as you obviously saw, that the two best players in Marvel vs. Capcom, almost every player in the top 5 was using a character that had flight mode. So, like, I'm not just saying what I'm saying to say it. I'm saying because, in my opinion, it takes away a lot of the fun out of Marvel vs. Capcom. Seeing a character super jump, there's nothing wrong with what Justin Wong's doing. That was a very intelligent strategy against Morgan Clone, because Morgan Clone dominated 99% of the game's roster, with the exception of a few supers that could actually break through it entirely. And Captain America was one of those supers that could break through it entirely. And that's the reason why, after being disappointed so much with Ryu in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I switched over to Captain America, because he was able to deal with those high-level characters that people were being so cheap with, and still be able to... Now they have to worry about... They have to kind of respect my offense a little bit more, and that makes all the difference at the highest level. Because Captain America is basically Ryu, only his super, it has better invincibility, and his regular shoulder tackle, down back attack, it has projectile invincibility even when it's not a super, which I completely disagree with. Unless there's EX moves, but I think then it's going too far. I don't see why they can't, the reason why they don't want to put EX moves in Marvel vs. Capcom is because if they put EX moves in Marvel vs. Capcom, then scrub players are not going to be able to do supers anymore. It's going to be too difficult to find a way to slip a super in there. You know what I'm saying? Because supers in Marvel vs. Capcom are like way easier than Street Fighter. So like, that down forward, I've noticed almost every player that I've seen has no problem doing quarter circle forward, 2-punch to do a super. They prefer it. Like almost everyone I know prefers to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Everyone that I've shown, I've seen little kids be able to play the game and do it like no problem. But it isn't until they get into Street Fighter where they're like, it's way harder. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I explained it in my other videos that to make it a little bit easier for people to understand, that's what I've been doing. And that's what, even when I do that, I still miss. But guess what? Even if I miss, I'm still right. Because that's the proper way to play the game. If you're playing the game properly, you should be okay no matter what. If you're not okay no matter what, you're not playing the game properly. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't want to change the game too much, but I think flight mode did ruin the game. I'm not saying Morgan can't super jump with Clone and start throwing projectiles down at you and making it rain. I'm saying she can't do flight mode and stay up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying Storm can't super jump and stay up there just throwing tornadoes at you. You know what I mean? And staying up there the whole match. And like, not every character is good at dealing with that. Not every character has good air supers to go through that kind of shit. And that's what I'm trying to advocate. Is like, I'm trying to get Capcom USA to tweak it a little bit more so that characters that don't really have good air supers and air special moves to kind of go deal with stuff like that, maybe they could tweak it a little bit better so that they can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say about it. You know, I don't want to take too much of the time, but hopefully, you know, Capcom invests some of that money back into like the fans, man. Like not the fans, but like, damn, put those games on the cell phone, dog. Like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. As a fan, I just want to be able to, like, you know, add that Bluetooth battle, that ad hoc. You used to call it ad hoc on PlayStation Portable, PlayStation Vita. You know, you used to call that ad hoc. You know, you have no idea how hard I worked to get that PlayStation Vita back then and get like Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and the PlayStation Vita handheld OLED when it first came out. You have no idea. And like the first thing I did with the money I had was I got the PlayStation Vita, I got Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I got Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Those were the only two games I bought. I was like, dog, that's all I need. What more do I need, dog? That's all I need. Why? What else is there? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was telling myself. That's how much of a fan of fighting games I am. All I literally play is fighting games. That's all I play. Do I love other games like NBA Street Volume 2 and 3? I never played Part 1. I'm sure it was amazing. Do I love EA Sports, like the fun, amazing games? Like, do I love Madden? Of course. But like, I prefer like NFL Street. I prefer like the fun, goofy games that you could cheat and kind of get away with blitzing the quarterback before he even snaps the ball and shit. Like NFL Blitz and like FIFA Street and goddamn, yo, like, what are you ever gonna do a collection for NBA Street, man? Like Volume 2 and 3? Put NBA Street Volume 1, 2, and 3 in a collection for PlayStation 5, man. Make a new Road Rash. What happened to Road Rash, dog? Road Rash was one of the best games of all time, though. Am I wrong for saying that EA is like one of the best developers of all time? Like, how come no one ever mentions Electronic Arts as like one of the greatest developers of all time? They made so many classics, dog. Fight Night, dog. Fight Night. It used to be called Knockout Kings. Fight Night. Fight Night is one of the best. Let me take that back. Fight Night is the best boxing game after Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know, I'm taking it real far back. If you have not played Mike Tyson Punch Out, I'm sorry, but it's like one of the best games of all time. A lot of generation that grew up after me, they have not experienced how amazing that game really is. The Japanese developers that created Mike Tyson's Punch Out are geniuses. I love how they throw all those stereotypes in the game. I love how the Indian guy does these like weird magical, like voodoo spells and shit and disappears and shit and punches you when he comes back. I love that. I love how the fat white guy, you knock him down one time and the fight's over. He's not the easiest to knock down, but once you knock him down, the fight's fucking over. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I don't know. The games that they should re-release, they never do. I'm hoping that Nintendo re-releases, like, I hope Nintendo is smart enough to release like an 8-bit collection for PlayStation 5 and Series X that has all their amazing classics. Like, you know how they had that Nintendo Classic and Super Nintendo Classic that was like a real small Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Nintendo Entertainment System that it was HDMI and it already had the games preloaded. You know, it had like the 4 Mario Brother games. You know what I'm saying? It had Excite Bike and like shit like that, Paperboy. And it had Kung. It didn't have Kung. Did it not have Kung Fu? How are you not gonna put Kung Fu on there? How are you not going to re-release Kung Fu, dog? There's something wrong with you guys. You know how much money Nintendo would make selling an 8-bit and a 16-bit collection on PlayStation and Xbox and PC? Why do you think all these fans are emulating your games? That's how much they love your games. They're willing to go to prison and fight with 8-foot niggas in a shower to play these games. They love these games so much, they're willing to sacrifice their freedom and having to fight with 8-foot niggas in the shower in a prison, because that's what can happen to you for emulating games that you don't own. And you know what gamers say? It's worth it. These games are so awesome, it's worth it. I'll be out in maybe 2, maybe 5, but I'm coming out and I'm gonna play these fucking games, dog. You can't charge me, you can't double jeopardy me. I already downloaded the shit. I got the shit. I served my time. Now I'm gonna come out here and enjoy my Kung Fu. I'm gonna enjoy my Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Why is Mike Tyson not a character in Super Smash Brothers, dog? Why is 8-bit Mike Tyson not a character in Super Smash Brothers? Besides Mario, he probably had the most successful game on the entire system. And for good reason. If you have not played that game, it's one of the best games of all time. It starts off easy as hell. You fight the first white boy, and dog, if you lose to the first white boy, you gotta be stupid, dog. Because he lets you hit him. He lets you hit him and knock you out and knock him out. That's how bad he is. But then the second fight, they put a white boy that's a little bit tougher and like, you know what I'm saying? He fights back a little bit more. But by the time you get to Mike Tyson, dog, you cannot get hit. You get hit one time, he knocks you out every time. That shit is hard as fuck. Why is Nintendo not doing an 8-bit collection for PlayStation 5, dog? Are you kidding me right now? And you better not charge $70 for that 8-bit collection. If Nintendo does an 8-bit collection for PlayStation 5 and Series X and PC, you better not charge $70 for that. You better not charge $70 for that. You better charge like 20. You know what I mean? But goddamn, like, dog, you gotta re-release this. You gotta re-release this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge fan, man. Like, when it comes to fighting games, I've always loved Mortal Kombat. Like, as a little kid, when I first played Mortal Kombat, I fell in love. When I first played Street Fighter, I didn't honestly like Street Fighter 1, but when Street Fighter 2 came out, I fell in love. Everybody my age, like, all the way to, like, damn near grown men, dog. And the worst was when you was a little kid, and you see this grown man at the arcade, and you're like, oh, dog, there's no way this old dude can beat me in this shit, dog. Dog, he's whooping everyone's ass at the shit. I'm sitting there as a little kid, I'm like, dude, there's no way this guy is good at this shit. He's too old to be good at this shit. Dog, he was schooling everybody, bro. He was whooping everyone's ass at the shit. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. This is what makes these games so fun. Like, being able to hear your opponent. That's why I love Mortal Kombat. I wish they could find a way to combine PC, PlayStation, and Xbox for Mortal Kombat, and you could all talk shit to each other, because that's my favorite part about Mortal Kombat. You have no idea how much shit talking takes place in Mortal Kombat. If you want to hear good shit talking, play Mortal Kombat Online. I swear to God, you will say one little slick comment, I guarantee you they get real mad. Especially if you win and you're like, dog, you're whack. Dog, they turn on their mic and they're like, yo, you're whack, nigga, you're whack. You're whack, nigga. Yo, it's like the best part of the whole game though. That's what makes multiplayer gaming so fun, dog. That's why, like, I don't want to talk trash about Nintendo. Nintendo makes amazing games, and they do have their multiplayer games. But goddamn, one thing I don't like about Nintendo, I love their single player games. Their single player games are amazing. But goddamn, when it comes to the multiplayer games, Fortnite proved to you guys that within the software that they develop, that you can have voice chat in the software. And Nintendo makes all these billions of dollars and never makes it easy for fans to just jump on amazing games. I'm not really that good at it. I don't play Mario Kart, but everyone I know loves it. I don't understand it. It's way too hard for me. I can't turn that fast. I tried to play one match. I gave up. I just quit. Like, the match started and it was like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Dog, I can't. By the time I was trying to make the left, the game had already changed to a right turn. And then I was like, okay, let me do a right turn now. And it was like, no, now it's a left. I can't keep up with that. I can't keep up with that. Like Super Smash Brothers, dog. I'm not a platform fighter kind of guy. I play real fighting games. I don't care if they take offense. Super Smash Brothers fighting game players are not real fighting game players to me. To me, if they decide to make a Super Smash Brothers that's more like a goofy fighter, which I hope that's what they do with that upcoming Disney fighting game. If it's a platform fighter like Super Smash Brothers, I'm probably gonna skip on it entirely. And the other one, that weird one that WB Games is doing, I can't play platform fighter. Had they just made it a goofy fighter, man, that shit would have been fire. But I only play like fighting games that, like, you know, it's too much. I feel like I'm trying to keep up with roaches on the screen. The character's too small, man. The characters are too small, and it's kind of hard to see what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, the only games I'm probably going to be streaming competitively in ranked is Tekken. I'm not playing Mortal Kombat 1 anymore. It got me upset that the developers, I don't know if they fixed it yet. Maybe I'll have to go and check. But when I go to the options, I can't set my enhance button to two options. You know what I'm saying? I want my block button to still be RT, which is what I've been playing Mortal Kombat with, RT as the block button ever since I was a little kid. And I want the enhance button to be RB, right bumper, because that's what I was doing in Mortal Kombat 11, and that's what makes sense to me. And as you can see with my Scorpion, I had probably the only other Scorpion that was equal to mine, even though I still thought I was better. The only Scorpion, as you can see, I have a video on my stream against this white boy that was playing Scorpion. He wasn't just amazing with Scorpion. He was amazing with Sub-Zero. He was amazing with Spawn. For whatever reason, he used all the evil characters in the game. But he was phenomenal with each one, dog. He was phenomenal. I mean, when he played Spawn, I beat him. When he played Sub-Zero, I beat him. When he played Scorpion, that was the only time, dog. He was just doing such high level. I learned a couple tricks from him, too, playing against him. That he was teaching me. Some of them I didn't agree with, that the developers decided to do that. And, you know, the game is that, and, you know, it would be stupid not to, but, you know what I'm saying? I Mortal Kombat 11 was damn near perfect. It's heartbreaking to see that they went from damn near a perfect fighting game, such amazing graphics, to then whatever the hell Mortal Kombat 1 is. I mean, Mortal Kombat 1 to me looks like a PlayStation 1 fighting game or a PlayStation 2 fighting game and plays like a PlayStation 1 fighting game. I'm sorry, I hate to say it like that. I love WB Games. I think they do make amazing fighting games, but Mortal Kombat 9 was amazing. They started changing everything. I love the way Noob Saibot was in that game. The way they designed Noob Saibot in Mortal Kombat 9 was perfect. I thought they could have honestly nerfed his damage on the teleport grab. That's all they really had to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think they could have added a little bit more recovery time to his demon projectile. You know what I'm talking about? Where he sends like a demon running at you, like a shadow demon. I thought they could have added a little bit more recovery time. You know, that way, like, up close, you can't just get away with just doing it over and over again type shit. Like, you actually have to combo those. But I personally love the way, like, I love how Mortal Kombat 9 had way more characters that, like, Mortal Kombat 1 has it as well, but I almost already kind of lost interest entirely. I hate to say it, but, like, as a longtime Mortal Kombat fan, I'm very disappointed in Mortal Kombat 1. It damn near brings tears to my eyes because I'm such a big fan of the franchise, and it's like, that's not it. Mortal Kombat 1 is not it. The graphics are nowhere near as good as... For a PlayStation 5 game, you're going to see what I mean. All you fighting game players that love Mortal Kombat and big fans, once Tekken 8 comes out, you're going to see what I mean about graphics. Tekken 8 is going to show you what a PlayStation 5 fighting game should look like. And it's shocking to me because WB Games makes such amazing graphics. Why would they settle for that? The way they completely designed the game is so noob-friendly that it's boring at the highest level. It's just so boring. It's so whack. It's not like Mortal Kombat 11 where it was like very high-level friendly. Like, it was like noob-friendly, but it was also high-level friendly. Like, for the players that really knew how to play fighting games correctly, it was so high-level. It was so special cancelable at the right time. Even though I would have probably done 3 instead of 2, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like 3 is the right number, but I feel the way Mortal Kombat designed their fighting games, 2 is the right number. But 1 is like almost unplayable, you know what I'm saying? But I'll leave it at that, man. I don't know what else to say about it. You know, if you guys were smart, you know, you would understand that the reason why these fans are emulating your games is because they just love them that much. And they're willing to sacrifice their freedom to show you how much they really love what you guys developed. You know what I'm saying? I still see people on TikTok streaming NBA Street Volume 2. There's still white guys on TikTok streaming NBA Street Volume 2. Using the Dolphin emulator. And if you guys know what you're doing, you can get NBA Street Volume 2 running on your cell phone. You can get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 running on your cell phone. You can get Third Strike running on your cell phone. You can get CVS 2 running on your cell phone. The problem that I have with it is, that's fun, but it's a one-player experience. You can't, unfortunately, connect 2 Bluetooth controllers to your cell phone, but that would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate if you could connect 2 Bluetooth controllers to your cell phone. Obviously, it would probably drain the battery way faster, but the reason I say that I would rather have them re-release it on Google Play Store and Apple App Store is so that we can do those ad hoc battles. AD space HOC, ad hoc. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. That's what they called it on PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita Street Fighter games. I love that world tour. That world tour you were doing with Street Fighter Alpha, that was dope as hell too. Where you could play 2 players against 1. You know what I'm saying? Or you get what I'm saying? Like, you could make it a 2 versus 2 at the same time. You know what the hell I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm talking about. That was dope as hell as an additional mode. That was dope, dog. It was chaotic and it was fun. It didn't really have anything to do with skill because, you know, two of the smartest players would just go, let me pick Sagat or Ryu, and then the other player picks Zangief and gets up close. And like, okay, if you jump in the air, I'm going to lariat. And if you don't jump in the air, I'm going to 360 you. Like, what kind of shit is that? But it was still fun, though. It didn't matter if it wasn't about skill. It had nothing to do with talent. But putting 4 players in the same room and just trying to, like, you know, be as cheap as you possibly can is just a lot of fun. I don't know why, but Um, I'm very upset with Capcom. I'm very upset with WB Games. They make a lot of money, man. Even if they lose money on the deal, even if they put goddamn, put Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, man, on the Google Play Store. Put Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection with a K, the one that was released on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 that's no longer available. Put that on Google Play and Xbox Series X again, man. Re-release that. I don't know. I don't know why. No, I would not. I'm not dying to get it. What do you think I am, a fucking idiot? I love the game. I love the franchise, but it's not that fucking serious, bro. This guy's really trying to like finish my thoughts and shit. Go suck a fat baby dick, nigga. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Dog, even if you lose money on the deal, man, do a fan service. Even if it means, like, recreating Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Like, with your own unique take. Like, it doesn't have to be those realistic actors and actresses that you had before. You could just color it in the way Street Fighter colors in, like, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. It doesn't need shading. Just make the stages accessible so that... It doesn't even need a lot of stages, though. Like, all the stages should be like the dojo in King of Fighters 13. All the stages should be like Makoto's stage in Street Fighter 3. Like, that's a real good stage. That's what I mean by a good stage. Like Super Turbo, Ryu stage in Super Turbo. That's a real good stage. That's why you almost always see high-level players in Super Turbo playing on Ryu stage. Why is that? Why am I always saying that? And then you go to tournaments and see the best players in the world and they're picking the same stage as I'm saying. Why is that? Because the best players in the world agree with what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat 11, Shang Tsung Island Ruins. That was a perfect stage. Never get rid of that stage. I would have loved to see a stage fatality. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see stage fatalities come back to Mortal Kombat. That was another amazing part about it. And when it comes to stage fatalities, you shouldn't have to put a special input. All you have to do is down uppercut them, down two. If you do down two when it says finish him or finish her, you press down two, it automatically does the stage fatality for you. You know, I know the programmers are like, damn, that takes a lot of work. But goddamn, you just sold like 5-10 million copies. You just made $40-50 million. You can't do a fan service and re-release like... You're telling me I don't want to play Sub-Zero Mythologies on my cell phone? You think I don't want to play Sub-Zero Mythologies on my cell phone? If you think I don't want to play Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection or Mortal Kombat Trilogy exactly the way they are with Bluetooth Battle, you're out of your minds. Of course I want to play Mortal Kombat Trilogy with Bluetooth Battle. You know how much shit talking we're going to do on Bluetooth Battle? That's the best shit. The Bluetooth Battle on the PlayStation Vita, and the reason I'm saying this is because you guys don't know what I'm talking about. If you never played Street Fighter or PlayStation Vita Street Fighter, that ad hoc Bluetooth battle that I'm talking about, you do not need internet to play against your friend. If you both have the same game, you do not need Wi-Fi, you do not need internet. As long as you both have the same game, you can send an invite to your friend as long as they're nearby, and they'll get the game request. It'll automatically send a game request to the person that you're nearby with the game available. I don't know exactly how it works. I know it works. That's so dope. Like, I'm asking the developers, man, like, as a fan service, Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection really needs to be re-released for PlayStation 5 and Series X, man. But also Mortal Kombat Trilogy, man. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, even though they did fix a lot of the problems with Mortal Kombat Trilogy with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I still thought Mortal Kombat Trilogy was the best one, because unfortunately they've removed like basically all the cheap characters from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. And the sad thing is they still brought back Smoke, which is like one of the cheapest characters in the game without an infinite. Quite possibly the best character in the game without an infinite. Probably alongside Ermac, you know, as like, you know, every other character in the game has an infinite. So like I don't really include them. Obviously they're the best, you know, but it's, I don't know what else to say about it. Like I just don't understand how a Mortal Kombat fan of today, like that only knows about Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11, can go, oh, they released Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection for the cell phone. And then, oh, it looks like this. This is trash. If you're saying it's trash, then you're not a Mortal Kombat fan. Because Mortal Kombat 1, the original Mortal Kombat, not Mortal Kombat 1, the original Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, that started it all, man. That's the reason why there is a Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11, and 1. So, like, if you're a fan of this, then you should be a fan of that, because that's what started it all. In fact, it's way easier. There's not too many combos to remember in Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 3. But I'll leave it at that, man. You know, they never listen to me anyway, so... But hopefully they listen to me when it comes to Street Fighter, because damn, man, you guys made $10 billion and you still don't fix the game. I don't know what else to believe with your company anymore, man. I don't know what else to believe, man. I'll leave it at that. When I know if someone is responsible for me having $10 billion, I'm not saying I would turn gay and suck their dick, but I'm saying every chance I get, I would be shouting them out. Every chance that I get, I'll be shouting them out all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, you don't even like fan service to fans. Like, damn, we appreciate how much money you have made for our community. Our talented developers have made us 50, 60 million, billions of dollars. Our talented developers have earned us billions of dollars in our community. And it's because of the hardworking fans and you know, out there that have supported you guys. And you can't throw out these games on cell phones? You think the fans don't want to have these games at all times? You know how many dudes are going to be at the bar and pulling out Mortal Kombat Trilogy and Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3? The original Mortal Kombat 2 and 3? You're telling me they're not going to be drunk at the bar, putting the goddamn Z Fold, Samsung Z Fold, open it up, and Bluetooth battle against their boys, dog? You're telling me they're not going to do that? You're telling me the fans are not going to be able to do that? You're telling me the fans, you're telling me the fans not going to do that? You know how many fans are going to prop up their cell phone and play Mortal Kombat, the original? And Mortal Kombat 2, where you hit them with like 8 jabs in a row. Dog, that shit is hot. I love when the game was that simple, man. That was the cheapest auto combo in fighting game history, was the Mortal Kombat jab. Dog, you can hit them with like 7 jabs in a row. It takes away 50% of your health. That's absurd. That's absurd. I'm done with the video, man. Yo, you guys gotta start releasing these classics. You guys gotta start releasing the classics, bruh. I'm tired of telling you guys this shit. Re-release that Fight Night Champion Edition, but goddamn, put like put Canelo Alvarez in it. And there should be like when you know, it would be funny if like when you play Floyd Mayweather against De La Hoya, he comes out with the sombrero and he comes out with the, you know, that would be funny as hell. Like, it's a unique cinematic intro that happens only if, like, if I pick De La Hoya and someone else picks Floyd Mayweather Jr., like, he comes out with the sombrero and shit. That shit would be dope. It would be like you're reliving the classic fights. Come on now. Mike Tyson versus Ali? That was like the best matchup in the entire game. That was like the best matchup in the entire game. Honestly, if I were to take it, if I were to tell the truth though, I think Mike Tyson in his prime would have beat Ali in his prime. I hate to say it like that. It's just that I saw. I'm not saying that the white boy that knocked out Ali is a bad fighter. He's one of the best white fighters I've ever seen. The English fighter that knocked out Ali early in his career. Even though I believe he did not win that. He did not win that fight, right? If I'm not mistaken, he still lost the fight. But he still, even though I still think he should have won with the knockdown, he caught him with the most amazing hook I've ever seen in my life. Ali's sitting there dancing around. He thought he was untouchable. This white boy caught him with a hook. I swear to God, I've never seen a hook that strong in my life. It looked like Ali forgot his name, dog. He sat on the ground and went, what? He hit the ground and went, what? He's like, who the fuck am I? That was the most beautiful hook I've ever seen in boxing, dog. The most beautiful hook I've ever seen in boxing. Why is that white boy not in the game? I don't even remember his name. Why is that white boy not in the game? He knocked out Muhammad fucking Ali in his prime, dog. He knocked down Cassius Clay when Cassius Clay was like 180, like, you know what I'm saying? He was light. When Cassius Clay was light, he was one of the best fighters in the world, dog. It wasn't until he started trying to fight these bigger dudes. Dog, he's fighting like super heavyweights. Back then, they didn't even have a super heavyweight class. George Foreman should have been super heavyweight. Ali should have never been in the ring with George Foreman in the first place. There wasn't a class for super heavyweight. Heavyweight was heavyweight. George Foreman was too big for him, bro. He's just too big. You know, there comes a point when you realize you're just so much bigger and better than your opponent that you just don't even do anything about it. Because it's just not fair. It's just not fair. When you're 240 pounds solid, 250 pounds solid, Muhammad Ali's 180 pounds solid. What's he going to do? He's going to run for his life. He's going to run for any smart man's going to run for their life in that kind of fight. What do you think? They're going to sit there and square up and brawl? Dog, they're going to get knocked down in 3 seconds. So is it stupid that they're running or is it smart that they're running? You know what I'm saying? Is it stupid that they're running or is it smart that they're running? You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of dudes get mad at these little dudes because they're so fucking fast you can't catch them. But if you was that small, you would probably be trying to use your speed too. Of course you're going to be using your speed. What, are you going to sit there, square up, and try to see who hit the hardest? Of course they hit harder than you. They're 2 times bigger than you. Of course they hit harder than you. The fuck? Of course you're going to run. You would be stupid not to. If I was a little dude, dog, I'd be running all the time. The fuck? I hate when people are like, oh, he's running. Of course he's running. He don't want to get hit. The fuck? That's a smart fucking strategy right there. Nah, but I'm done, man. Yo, there's a lot of classic games that I did miss out on. I did get Fight Night Round 2 and 3. I was unaware of that Fight Night Champions. I wish I would have got it. I wish I would have got that WWE game with all the legends. Because, I grew up with the legends. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with the legends, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I grew up with the legends. I grew up with the Hulk Hogan. I grew up with the Ultimate Warrior. I grew up with the Andre the Giant. You know, I grew up with the original wrestling. The original wrestling was the best. I'm not saying it's not good now. I'm saying the original wrestling was the best, bro. The original Hulk Hogan, bro? Bro, the original Hulk Hogan lifted up Andre the Giant over his back, bro. Are you kidding me? The Ultimate Warrior lifted up Andre the Giant over his back. That dude was like probably 5'7", 5'8", bro, tops. Ultimate Warrior? Dog, that was one of the strongest little dudes I ever saw in my life, bro. He lifted up Andre the Giant, bro. Andre the Giant was like 400 pounds, bro. That little dude was strong as fuck. You know, that's the problem. A lot of guys think that small dudes are not strong, bro. And I know from my dad's a little dude, but he's strong, bro. I don't mess with my pops because I know he's one of them strong little dudes. And I'm not saying I mess with dudes because they're little. I don't do that shit. I don't like that shit. In fact, I'm the type of dude to stand up for the little dude because I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people sleep on the little dudes, bro. I don't sleep on the little dudes, bro. I've caught plenty of whoopings from his ass. I've caught plenty of whoopings. You know what I'm saying? I don't sleep on the little dudes. You know what I'm saying? I know that. But man, yo, you guys gotta release the classics, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. There's some games that do deserve a re-release, and it's just not happening, man. I'm not saying Madden is a bad game. I love Madden for a simulation football game. It's the best. It's the best of the best. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than Madden when it comes to simulation football. But me personally, I prefer the NFL Street, the NFL Blitz. The games that are a little bit more goofy, a little bit cheap, a little fun. NBA Jam. Why is NBA Jam not on my cell phone? I know through emulation I can put it on my cell phone. But guess what? Through emulation, I cannot do Bluetooth battle with my friend that also has the same game. But like, let's say me and my friend are on our way to, let's say we're on our way to New York City or whatever. Even though I stopped going to New York City because the piece of the building fell on some lady's head when she was walking on the sidewalk. That's the reason I stopped going to New York. After I heard that, I said, unless I go to New York with a hard hat on and look goofy as hell with a helmet on and shit, I'm not going out there, dog. I don't care how many bitches are out there. I don't care how much pussy is out there. I'm not trying to get my head cracked by a fucking piece of a building hitting me in the fucking head. I love pussy, but I don't love it that much. I don't like it that much to die over the shit. It's not that good. It's good, but it's not worth dying for. The hell out of here. It's not worth dying over. Fuck that. Nah, but I'm gonna keep it real, man. That's the main reason I'm telling these developers, goddamn, please, man. I'm begging you guys, please. There's certain franchises that like the PlayStation 3 had NBA Jam on it. That was an amazing game. I bet you that can run on cell phones. I bet you that runs on cell phones. NBA Street Volume 2 and 3, I bet you that runs on cell phones. And no one cares that it's like this like goofy, like cartoonish basketball game. It's fucking amazing. I mean, if you have not played NBA Street Volume 3 and NBA Jam, you're talking about the best basketball games of all time. I mean, in NBA Jam, if someone's about to take a jump shot, you could just push them to the ground and make the ball fall out of their hands and steal it and just run up and dunk the ball. And I think if you score 3 points in the game uncontested, you turn on fire. That specific player is on fire, and they have a higher possibility of making jump shots. Like if they try to make a 3-pointer, it almost always goes in. Unless there's real good defense, it always goes in. And it keeps just saying, he's on fire, he's on fire. You cannot miss. But you have to do like 2 or 3 consecutive like points without them scoring back. Like if you score, they can't score back. You have to do it 2 or 3 times in a row without them ever scoring back. But yo, man, I'm done with the stream. I'm so upset with these developers, man. They sit around on their lazy white ass all year long. You know what I'm saying? The best of the best. They sit around on their lazy white ass all year long. We want them to re-release the FIFA Street. We want them to release the FIFA Street again on PlayStation 5. We want them to re-release the NBA Street Volume 2 and 3. They never do it. Well, what the fuck is going on? Even if you lose money, do it. And there's another anime soccer game. I forget what this is called. Captain Zaibatsu or some weird shit. That's another game that's like FIFA Street, but it's like an anime soccer game that you could be real cheap and real like kick them in the head type shit and knock them out and like steal the ball and try to score. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that shit. Nah. I was gonna mention a game called Blades of Steel. There used to be a hockey game on Nintendo called Blades of Steel that was real dope as well. That you would get into a fist fight with the dude and shit. You could just knock each other out, and then like if you knocked him out, you just see him laying on the ice. They don't even drag him out, dog. They just leave him laying on the ice, bro. That shit is dope as fuck, though. That's part. Yo, gaming back then was like so. They didn't care about. Like it wasn't that serious. It's a game, dog. It's a video game. It's supposed to be like fun and goofy and like, oh shit. That's dope. It's not dope in real life. In real life, that's not funny. That's not cool. That's not like, there's nothing funny about it. And the game is fucking awesome though. But man, yo, I'm begging you developers, man. I don't know what else to say about it, man. I don't know what else to say about it. And Capcom, if you guys were smart, you would take advice from Flappy Fighters. It was an app for Apple App Store only. They obviously took the animations from Third Strike. That obviously looks like reused animation from Third Strike with a duck face for whatever reason. And Chun-Li has a duck face as well. But dog, it's the best fighting game I've ever played on a touchscreen in my life. And unfortunately, Capcom shut them down. I think Capcom shut them down. And it's unfortunate because if Capcom was smart, they would have just re-released it and branded it as like Capcom fighting game, but like a real goofy Capcom fighting game. And like you guys could have broke bread with the original developer. Like for every dollar you make, he makes like 25 cents or 50-50, you know what I'm saying? So like it sells 1,000 copies, that guy just made, whatever the hell he made. Because we didn't set a price, so I don't obviously know the math, but I'll leave the video out there. I've been streaming for a while, man. I apologize, but hopefully you guys understand, man. As fans, we just want to be able to like play these games and pass the time and talk our shit, bro. Like that's part of what makes it fun. Road Rash for me is the best racing game of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Electronic Arts makes some of the best sports games. No, I take that back. They do make the best sports games of all time. And it's a shame that they don't do another Road Rash. It's a shame that they don't do another NBA Street Volume 4. And honestly, in my opinion, I prefer the Game Breaker of NBA Street Volume 2 over the one from Volume 3. But I could understand why players might want to have that option available as well, where you could do your own custom dunk. I think if the only thing I would change is that you cannot miss that Game Breaker dunk. No matter, even if you do an additional dunk at the last second in Volume 3, like you would miss the dunk. If you try to do too many special dunks back to back, you would just miss it, and then Cucumber Slice would make fun of you. But like I would change it so that if you're doing a Game Breaker dunk, it always goes in no matter how much you try to overdo it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it just adds a little variety to it. But goddamn, man, there's not many games on my PlayStation 5 where I go, man, this game is like, I love a lot of the games. I'm not gonna lie. I love a lot of the games. A lot of the games are so amazing graphically. And they're like so serious story driven. There's a lot of good multiplayer games, I'm not going to lie. It's unfortunate that in Tekken you can't hear the players talking shit. But like I guess that's a good thing. Because like I probably would have been talking so much shit I would have probably got banned. I usually only start talking shit after. So I wait for them to talk shit and then I start talking shit after though. But I'm done, man. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm upset, man. Like I said, that my only purpose of the video was like the universal overhead autocorrects. I don't even understand why. And yeah, Third Strike Online Edition. I would love to see Third Strike Online Edition on cell phones, man. That was the best version of Third Strike. I guess I'll leave it at that, man. I'll leave it at that, yo. I'm done with the video, man. I'm done, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it, though, man.